This episode of Man of Prestige, right? Then infinite patience is extremely super simple because people around you, especially people you love, may act out of character sometimes. If they're your best friend, yes, they should be your best friend, right? Fuck that shit. They should be your best friend. If they are, you give them all the passes there is, and other people will never understand why you're giving them the pass. But you feel fulfilled because this is the person you want, just because, right? Just because. See, when you take it beyond that, you overcomplicate life for yourself. Okay. All right. And the fourth thing, advice that I have for men is acknowledge feelings. Yeah, don't join the fact over feelings gang. That's stupid stuff. No human operate that way. In fact, the proof is that they're saying it. The proof is that humans don't operate that way is the fact that they need to say it. When they say it, they're the 5-in-1 relationship advice for men. Let's talk about this really quickly. I want to fly through this one, okay? This is actually very simple, but I find that it's extremely hard for most people. And I mean most people, not just men, but also women, okay? But I understand it's because of the social construct, because of the society. One of the biggest problems that we have in society is that it's always evolving. And evolving, and when I say evolving, I mean changing, right? And guess what humans hate the most? Change. Right? Humans like they like certainty. Like they like to know that things are the way they are. They like varieties, but they don't want to do the work. They don't want to be engaged in the work that creates the chaos of variety. They like the beauty of chaos. They like varieties, right? But they don't want to be dragged through that. If they wake up one day and something looks like, oh, another thing, it's exciting, right? It's exciting. It instigates butterflies in anyone's stomach, right? Yeah. Sounds moist as hell, but yeah, it's real, right? So I think we struggle with as human beings, we struggle with change. We struggle to accept change, and the only thing that's constant in life is change. That's the only thing that's constant in life. So that's one of the things that's attacking relationships and marriage today, is the change and the transition that humanity is going through. So you find that people don't value marriage. People are asking for more. People are more entitled, right? And it's creating bad statistics everywhere. It is what it is, right? So, but with that being said, I'm sure you're here because you care about being in a relationship and you would like to be in a relationship. So I have 5-in-1 relationship advice for you. It's really the same advice, but I kind of broke it down into 5 pieces to make it easy to understand. All right. The first one is you go into a relationship to give love. It's not love and take. It is not love and take. Okay. In fact, there's a vibe that love and take brings to the table that will absolutely help you self-sabotage your relationships because you'll be focused on trying to take, right? As opposed to give, let the season run its course and receive, right? Or you can at least, even if you're going to call it take, make sure there's a season and make sure you're sowing proper seeds of love. You have to give love. You go into a relationship to give, no more, no less. You do anything more than that, self-sabotage, right? All right. So, and at this point, I know what you're thinking. You're like, what are you talking about? No, of course it's give and take. What do you bring to the fucking table, right? I get you, but that takes me to number 2. Start with self-love, okay? If you're going to give, that's not sustainable unless you're giving adequate self-love to yourself. And when I say self-love, that's absolutely different from being selfish, okay? That's not the same thing. I heard somebody said the other day, selfish is the same thing as self-love. No, it is not, okay? And this video is beyond that scope. Maybe I'll do another video between self-love versus selfishness, right? But the point here is that you want to make sure you're not pouring from an empty cup because that won't be sustainable. You want to make sure you're giving enough to yourself And that person that you're giving love to, you're giving just because. Just because. I'm talking about as a man. I'm not talking about as a woman. It's different when it comes to the woman, and still in the society we live in right now. I'm talking about as a man, you give just because. If you don't like that girl enough to do that, leave her alone. Let her move on. You move on. Find somebody that you like that. Okay? But all of you just talking about affections and all this shit, but it's the duties of love. Hey, shut the fuck up. Okay? I'm not talking about none of that. Let's keep it simple. Life is actually simpler than that, right? Let's keep it, bring it all the way down. Give love. Start with self-love. Give to yourself first. Put your own mask, the damn mask on first before you try to give love to other people. If you learn how to spend time with yourself, be okay spending time with yourself and being by yourself. Okay? All right. And the third one here, out of the 5 in 1, infinite patience. Like unlimited patience. How is that even possible? Here's the thing. It's possible. It's just that there's some things that gives extreme downstream effect to doing that. But you have to do those things first. Part of that is give love. Go into a relationship to give love and not give and take. Part of that is start by self-love, meaning you can take care of yourself. You don't need nobody to validate you. And that makes it easy for you. All that energy that you have to hold other people accountable, you're putting all that energy into your own purpose in life. You're engaged in your purpose, so you have less time for bullshit, right? Then infinite patience is extremely super simple, because people around you, especially people you love, may act out of character sometimes. If they're your best friend, yes, they should be your best friend, right? Fuck that shit. They should be your best friend. If they are, you give them all the passes there is, and other people will never understand why you're giving them the pass. But you feel fulfilled because this is the person you want, just because, right? Just because. See, when you take it beyond that, you overcomplicate life for yourself. Okay. All right. And the fourth thing, advice that I have for men is acknowledge feelings. Yeah, don't join the fact over feelings gang. That's stupid stuff. No human operate that way. In fact, the proof is that they're saying it. The proof is that humans don't operate that way is the fact that they need to say it. When they say it, they're effectively expressing their feelings. Anytime somebody say fact over feelings, I got the start right here. That is them expressing their feelings. It's bullshit. Okay? That's just what it is, you know? And if you can't think that deep, you can't comprehend what I just said, you want to rewind the video and watch it all over again. Acknowledge feelings. It's 85% of what drives everything. Nobody, let me give you this quote really quickly. Okay, this is from Will Smith. Is it father, mother, somebody like that? I'll give it to you right now in a second. Nobody gives a shit about anything except how they feel. Those are the facts. Okay, those are the facts right there. Okay, now with that being said, see, after I've simped a little bit, I can now give you a last word that I absolutely think trumps everything else. Hold your ground, hold your frame. If you don't know what you want, if you can't make a decision, if you're quick to apologize without knowing what you're apologizing for, if you're a doormat, if you're a pushover, right, you're not going to survive relationship with a young lady. She will test every single one of the wires in your frame. She's not going to do it deliberately, so pointing fingers is not going to work. You just need to be prepared for this. So hold your ground as always, because that's part of what she's going to trust about your masculine frame. As long as you don't confuse that with being loud and controlling and just being narcissistic in any way, shape, or form.